In this session, we will look at the second approach in crafting rubrics informed by the Solo taxonomy. Solo stands for the structure of observed learning outcomes. It is a way of classifying learning outcomes in terms of their complexity rather than how many pieces of information that students have gotten right. This is a taxonomy developed by Biggs and Collis in 1982 as a way of describing qualitatively different learning outcomes. From the work of Biggs and Collis, they collected data on how students answer teachers' questions in various subject discipline classrooms. They began to classify their data and they developed this taxonomy that describes the 5 ways a student can answer a teacher's question. In response to a teacher's question, a student may say, "I'm not sure" or "I don't know." In Solo terms, he is said to be at the pre-structural level. When a student has an idea or one way of approaching the teacher's question, he is at the unistructural level. At the multi-structural level of understanding, a student has several ideas, but these ideas are not linked. When a student can link these ideas together to see a big picture, he is said to be at the relational level of understanding. At the highest level of complexity in answering a question, a student can look at these related ideas in a new and different way, and that is known as the extended abstract level of understanding. In applying Solo to the design of rubrics, what the taxonomy offers us is a standards-based approach to spelling out the different levels of complexity in students' responses. And what you see on this slide are the command words that's related to each level of the Solo standards. In this Solo informed rubric, the construct that is being assessed is students' ability to apply the inquiry process in an experiment. And the criteria that's of concern is students' use of materials and apparatus in the experiment. The use of the Solo levels, unistructural, multistructural, relational, and extended abstract, enables us to offer a standards-based orientation in this rubric. At the unistructural level, students can only identify and name the materials and apparatus used in the experiment. Students at the multi-structural level of understanding can identify the materials and apparatus used and describe how they are used in the experiment. So the progress from a unistructural level of understanding to a multi-structural level of understanding is a quantitative difference. The move from a multi-structural level of understanding to a relational and extended abstract level of understanding is a qualitative difference. At the relational level of understanding, students are able to make the link between the materials used and its suitability to the experiment. At the extended abstract level, students are able to use these relational ideas and see them in a new and different way. So in this case, they are able to make accurate judgment of the materials and apparatus based on the measurement and dimension that's needed for the purposes of the experiment. So for example, someone who is at the relational level has surpassed a multi-structural level of understanding. So being able to relate the suitability of the materials to the experiment would subsume the ability to identify and describe their use in the experiment. Someone who is at the relational level is nowhere near an extended abstract level of understanding. While he can relate the suitability of the materials to the experiment, he has yet to be able to apply or make accurate judgment in terms of the measurement and dimension of the materials that's required. This is another example of a Solo informed rubric, in this case in the context of social studies, and this is an example of a question-specific rubric. I'd like you to notice the descriptors of the standard at the extended abstract level. Here, students are able to relate the ideas and far transfer to talk about universal ideas of good governance and situate it in the context of Singapore. You can find other examples of solo-informed rubrics across different subject disciplines in the link that is provided. I invite you to have a go at crafting a solo-informed rubrics for your subject discipline. Solo levels enables us to offer a standards-based orientation to our rubrics. Post your rubric in the Google link that's provided. Doing so enables you to extend your learning and contribute to the community resources that is helpful for other teachers.